Today on the show, we're going to update you on the WWE 2K22 roster that we have for their ratings so far, and the big news that is coming out online is with regards to multiplayer and what you guys can expect. Let's get into the episode right now. Hey everybody, welcome back to Assemble. I'm Matt. Good to have you here on the show. I'm excited. 2K22 is like what, a month away right now? As more news is dropping, I got you covered here. The first thing, let's go through the latest roster reveal. We did like half of it the week before. Let's do a bit of a roundup for the current crop of stars that we know for their ratings. Now, first up is the head of the table, Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Now, there's an interesting little like Easter egg in here that was pretty funny online and done through Twitter because they actually filmed two of these reveals for Roman Reigns. So first up, Roman Reigns comes in with a roster rating of 95. So he is going to be, quite powerful, as the Tribal Chief should, in the video game. He's not on the cover. It's a bit of a disappointment. But we got Rey Mysterio, and I'm okay with that. That's not too bad. But your Tribal Chief is running in at 95. Now, what the funny thing is that over the course of the weekend of the Royal Rumble, if you guys did not watch what was happening, spoiler alert right now, Roman Reigns retained the Universal Championship against Seth Rollins. But also, Brock Lesnar, he actually lost the WWE Championship due to outside interference of Roman Reigns coming in, taking out Brock Lesnar, hitting him with the WWE Championship, tossing it aside like it was nothing. And he did all this with the support of Paul Heyman, handing him the title, and Paul Heyman going back with the Tribal Chief. It's a very interesting storyline. Could it be title for title at WrestleMania? Could it be just Brock going up against Roman for the Universal title? Let me know in the comments below. But what's funny is that when this all happened, 2K came out and they actually kind of showed us the other version of the reveal. The first one has Roman Reigns by himself doing his roster reveal rating, and the second one has him doing the exact same thing, but Paul Heyman is in frame for the thing. Anyways, I thought that this was just fun, and it was a good move by 2K and by a whole team over there. The next up is going to be Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss comes in with a rating of 84. Now, what has me bummed out, but at the same time a little bit optimistic, I'm bummed out that Bliss is being shown here with Lily and, her Fiend outfit. She's in full gimmick for her kind of last push and her last character with WWE. And we do know that right now Alexa Bliss is going through a whole character change. But what has me optimistic is that, so while this kind of sucks that you're getting like the last version of Alexa Bliss, it kind of is what it is. But what has me optimistic here, everybody, is that WWE 2K22 seems to allow us to have alternative attires, and they're going to let us update the like actual photo renders that we can actually put up in the matchups. So if we can do that with current superstars, we can actually get the current version of Alexa Bliss put in there, or we could see 2K actually do an update and a patch update to get us those new revamped stars in there. And the last star that they have updated for us this past week, was going to be Big E, coming in with a roster rating of 87. Edge and Rey Mysterio on the 2K website still don't have their ratings shown. They had them up there before and then it was removed. So those roster reveals should be coming up. 2K still hasn't updated their website though with the last batch of stars that were revealed, like Drew McIntyre and Bianca Belair. They're not on there yet. So I'd like to see 2K start actually updating this thing in a bigger chunk, and hopefully we're going to get even more roster reveals this coming week. Now, the other bit of news that you're looking for, online multiplayer is kind of a big deal when it comes to our wrestling games, and so many of you in the community, you love your online. It may be broken, it may be half-baked when it comes to the previous 2K games, but to that I say, I'm a little excited. Because it looks like, based off of the specs and the information that we have through Xbox's website, we can actually see a couple of things here that are worth noting. Number one, and I've mentioned this on another show, but Xbox has confirmed that the game on the current new generation of consoles is running at 60 frames per second. Now, my PlayStation friends over there, you guys and girls are all talking to Matt, and you're saying, Matt, I have a PlayStation 4. What kind of frame rates am I getting? Why am I left in the dark? Why won't you talk about it? Why don't you know things? And I say, I don't know a lot of things, sir or madam. That's a fact. But I've looked on PlayStation sites, and PlayStation has not posted what the frame rates will be. I can only speculate that PlayStation 5 will match up very closely to that of the Series X, and probably give you 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5. When it comes to Xbox One and PlayStation 4, We don't know for sure if it's going to give you 60 FPS or if it's going to be brought down for a last gen version and giving you standard 30. My hunch here, a little speculation, you guys let me know what your guess is. My guess is that last gen consoles give you 30 FPS and next gen consoles give you 60. But the other piece of news is with that online piece. The online multiplayer and the specs and the little details there you got on the Xbox website is showing us that we will be getting 8-player multiplayer online matches, modes, elimination matches, Survivor Series. Let's start thinking about all the things that we could do, all the options here. Online multiplayer is showing for options between 2 to 8 people online for multiplayer matches. And again, this is really awesome because last gen games of 2K didn't give us up to 8. So we're expanding this thing online, which is awesome. I love that we're going to be able to get up to 8 players. This is assuming that the game works online. We can be excited about 8-player matches, tag matches. My fear is just how glitchy and slow the thing would be because everyone is warping and they're freaking out online because nothing is stable. We haven't heard a lot when it comes to multiplayer and the infrastructure and what they have built. I haven't seen a lot of conversations around this. This is one area that has me concerned, everybody, is that multiplayer is not going to be as flushed out. But what I'm looking for is stability in the servers, that they update it, that they patch it regularly, because online needs to work for the vast majority of players. Yes, we have GM mode and universe mode and these single solo experiences and playing exhibition matches, but online is a bigger and bigger presence across games and platforms. Regardless of it being wrestling or sports or your shooters or whatever, the online component needs to work. If they can make it work for games like NBA 2K, they need to make it work for WWE. So while online multiplayer matchups of 2 to 8 players sounds very exciting, we also have to be a little bit cautious when we look at this and wonder if we're going to do a 4 versus 4 Survivor Series elimination match with weapons involved into it. How is it really going to play out for us? It's a concern, but at least we're going to be able to get this, and my hope is that it runs stable enough for players to enjoy. If you guys enjoyed this episode, check out this one that we talk about all of the weapons and the backstage updates that we have with 2K22, and I will see you on the next episode.